Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Hey guys, how are you doing? I hope you're very well. I'm not already used to doing these kind of videos in English, but we're gonna give it a go. So yeah, that was me with COLOCCINI, my childhood hero, the captain of Newcastle United. I'm a Newcastle United fan, but how on earth did I end up drinking, sharing mate with COLOCCINI? It's quite a story. So I'll start off. This is of course a business page, so if you are looking for anything, whether that be mate cups, gourds, flasks, Yerba Mate, feel free to get in contact with us or go and check out our site. The links are all in the description for you to support small businesses and small local South American artisans. So why not give it a try? I'm English, I'm from the UK. I was born there, my whole family is English. Both of my parents are English. I don't have any inherent connection to Argentina. I was born in Hexham, near to Newcastle. But when I was 3 years old, my father and all of us moved down south because he needed to find work, I guess. For me growing up, football was always like a big part of my life and a way of connecting with my roots, you know, the place where I'm from, the northeast of England. And it was also really important to me because, you know, everyone in like primary school, secondary school, whatever, all my friends, where I live, like near to Wales, you know, there's not really any big clubs there, so people always, you know, support anyone and everyone, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, City, you know, clubs like that. I was always really, really proud of where I was from and always faithful to the Magpies, to Newcastle United. Every kid has players that they kind of look up to and stuff like that. And I remember fondly that, you know, having 2 Argentine players on the team, I was really drawn to Argentina as a country because of football, you know. From there I began like picking Argentina, the Argentine national team on FIFA when I was playing, and I got to know more players. I got to discover a bit of like geography, a bit of about the country, I suppose, from there. Fast forward a few years, like when I'm 12 in secondary school, I started learning Spanish, like any kid, but you know, it's not really very well taught in the UK. I mean, anyone that has like GCSE Spanish, you probably go to like Spain or any country where they speak Spanish and you can't really communicate with the people very well. And plus, like in the UK, they teach Spanish from Spain, which is very different. If you ever get to learn Spanish from Spanish in South American countries, and even between different countries in South America, there's big differences between the way in which people speak. So yeah, I studied until A levels, so Spanish. So I did until I was 18. You know, you get to learn a bit more about Latin America in the later years. But yeah, I guess from a young age, I always had like a really big interest in Argentina as a country because, and it all started with FABRICIO and Jonas Gutierrez. Those 2 players that were there during my childhood and who I looked up to, you know, thanks to them, I began discovering other players and Argentina as a country. And so yeah, even at A levels, we didn't really learn anything about Argentina, but I always kind of wanted to get to know a bit more, you know, as well as a lot of other countries really piqued my interest in South America, but especially Argentina. So when I was 19, I did a gap year before studying at university, where I study now. I do languages. And I came to Argentina for 2 months in 2020, just before lockdown, so January to March. And essentially, I fell in love with the country, the people, you know, the culture, all of that. But a lot of you are probably wondering what the hell this thing is in my hand right here. Well, this is something that I fell in love with in my travels to Argentina. It's called mate. It's a drink. From here, you've probably seen a lot of football players drinking it. And yeah, I was just blown away by it. Yeah, the taste is good and all of that. But what I really liked about it was kind of the history, the culture, the tradition, and what it represents, you know, coming together, friendship, community, connection with nature, you know, really slowing down and focusing on what's most important in life. That is what this drink represents. And so I returned to my country. I took the custom, you know, I was drinking mate all that time. And then in summer of 2021, I made a blog on Instagram in Spanish with the goal of, you know, practicing Spanish and meeting new people who liked mate, and the blog is all about mate. From there, I actually began to sell mate cups and gourds, straws, yerba mate, all kinds of mate related stuff in the UK and around the world. Yeah, I mean the business as well as my personal blog has just been growing ever since. I've been creating new unique content and stuff like that. I'm back in Argentina now because of my studies. I have to be here for a year. It's a requirement on my course. Living abroad rather is a requirement on my course. And essentially when I was going to the country, I was just thinking like, what kind of things do I want to achieve in this year? You know, make the most of like every opportunity and stuff like that. And one of them came to mind was to meet, you know, my childhood heroes. It could very much be the case, you know, they're not playing anymore, these two. In fact, the first time I came to Argentina, I remember I don't have the messages anymore because the Instagram account that I send them on no longer exists. It's deleted. I don't use Instagram outside of anything for posting content. But I remember I sent a message to both Jonas and COLOCCINI the first time I came to Argentina, like, hey, I'm a Newcastle fan, you know, I want to come and see you play before you retire. And, you know, obviously they didn't reply to me. I was a kid with like 2 followers, and, you know, both of them get a lot of messages all the time with, you know, requests and things like that from people. So, I mean, we're talking about people that are literally famous. They played in the most prestigious league in the world. So yeah, from there, I mean, I remember I made a song. I mentioned both of them in the lyrics to see if like from there I could get people to tag them and get the song to reach them and like get my name out there.
Larga el galgo con ese rodete, encararé como si fuese Messi. Tengo más rulo que Callum, no uso stevia, pero voy por el coco. Mate.
And Jonas Gutierrez saw the story in which I shared the song, but nothing else. Like, he didn't follow me or comment or give it a like or anything like that at that point. I was actually invited to go on the TV in Argentina, and I mentioned their names on the TV, and then I told my followers to tag them in the video that I uploaded of me saying their names on the TV to see if I could like reach them. And like, I didn't really think anything of it, you know, I kind of given up by that point. So I went to bed and I woke up the next day and I was on Instagram and I see, like, I was on there for a little while actually before I saw it, and then I see that Jonas followed me and I was like, what is going on? And then I saw that he messaged me as well, saying like, you know, how are you doing, my friend? I hope you're well, you know. Just like actually talking to me, which was like really surreal. And I mean, I don't know how well you know me watching this, the person that's watching this right now, but like I put so much work, like I do everything alone, and yeah, put so much work into it alongside studying a full-time degree. All of these personal projects that I'm doing because I'm really passionate about it, and you know, like there was a lot of like sleepless nights, early mornings, times when, you know, you want to give up, and that just makes like all your efforts kind of like, man, this is like worth it, you know what I mean? It was a really great moment, a really surreal moment. I made a video thanking everybody who tagged them and all of that, because, you know, I have great followers. The thing I didn't explain is how I learned to speak Spanish. I just realized. Thanks to all of these personal projects I did, like I got much better at speaking Spanish. Like, it wasn't ever a case of like I learned it at school, because I remember like the first time I came to Argentina, I really didn't speak that well, and I spoke like a Spaniard, you know, like I was from Spain. What actually helped me was like, you know, making videos and stuff like that and talking with people. Even working on the business, like I do everything in English obviously, but the people I work with only speak Spanish. So it was like a really good opportunity with my business partner to like, you know, just practice, I guess. I made a video thanking everyone, and I didn't really think much else of it, you know. I really wanted to meet him and, you know, do some stuff, but like make a video, I don't know, but I didn't know if it was gonna ever be a possibility. And then I go to sleep and I wake up the next day and COLOCCINI follows me. And I'm like, nah, what's this? And I see a message from him like, hey my friend, what's going on? Like, I hope you're well. And you know, Jonas doesn't speak to me that often, but since then COLOCCINI has like always been in contact with me. But one funny thing is that both of them watch my stories. Like sometimes I look, like, I don't often do this, but sometimes I look in the list of who's watching my stories, you know, just out of curiosity or statistics wise, and both of them are always there. like seeing what just this normal ass dude is doing, just drinking mate, you know. It's pretty surreal. I mean, they're both club legends for me, two of my heroes growing up, and people who, you know, played in the Premier League for Newcastle United. So it's a pretty cool. From there, I was just kind of thinking, like, how can I meet these two? Like, how can I make that happen? Because COLOCCINI seemed like he was really willing to do so and wanted to do so. And so I returned to Buenos Aires and I kept in contact with COLOCCINI. And then the other day, he messages me and says, hey, I'm playing in a game tonight. Do you want to come? I'm like, yeah, for sure. And he's like, okay, do you have a car? I'm like, no, but you know, I can get there. I'll pick you up, just send me your address. So I sent it to him, and lo and behold, there he was. A pretty surreal moment, to be honest. I couldn't really believe what was happening. Yeah, I'm not really sure what else to say. I mean, I'll let the interview speak for itself. It was a really great opportunity to have just a genuine talk with the guy, and he's a really wonderful person. I mean, this guy didn't even have to like take a photo with me, you know, but he came and picked me up, took me to a game, you know, like looked after me so well. Like, I can't speak highly enough of the guy. Like, this is like exemplary behavior, like a role model for, well, I mean, like, they say never meet your heroes, but mine's a Geordie, you know, like mine's COLOCCINI. I'm very proud to, you know, have had him as a hero growing up, and so have met him, and to see that he's actually like a good role model is pretty nice, and just such a good example for what, you know, the nice side of Argentina is, you know what I mean?
I just want to take this opportunity to emphasize just how far COLOCCINI went out of his way for me, because he didn't even have to, you know, follow me back on Instagram, like any of my posts, or send me any messages, reply to the ones I'd already sent him, you know, but he really went out of his way. And then above and beyond all of that, he actually went and picked me up and dropped me back off. We're talking about a guy who played in the Premier League, the most prestigious league in the world, and he went out and did that for me. I mean, it was truly an honor, and yeah, I think it really speaks volumes to the kind of person that he is, and what a great example he is to others.
Mis hermanos son futbolistas también allá en Venezuela.
¿Ah, sí?
Y les pregunté, ¿ustedes saben quién es tal persona? Y la mamá de una, sí, ya sé quién es. Y le dije, bueno, estoy con él. Vamos a ver qué me dicen.
No, gracias. Te tengo que preguntar cosas de Newcastle, perdón. El tema de, vos estabas capitán, o sea, en ese equipo, el equipazo de tipo el año 2012, qué sé yo. Estaba en ese, ¿cómo lo viviste? ¿Cómo lo pasaste? Ese que lleva, o sea, clasificó para la Yerba Mate, ¿no?
Yo estuve, sí, hasta el 2014 estuve.
¿Viste? Entonces, como que
No,
estaba con todo
sí.
Team Krul,
Con
Jonas,
Team.
obviamente, Cabai, en Arfa,
caballo, sí.
sí sé,
Sí, sé, de Mabá
claro.
también.
Eh,
Sí, no, muy lindo
Grupo, ¿no?
Sí, lindo grupo. Muy buena gente todos.
Sí, sí.
Nada, la verdad la hemos pasado de maravilla ahí.
Imagino, o
Sí,
sea,
muy bien. Más allá de que, bueno, a veces no fue el mejor momento del club.
claro. O sea, solo 2 años antes estábamos en la
2000,
Championship,
claro.
la
O
segunda.
sea,
entonces,
yo apenas llego, el primer año que llego se descendió.
claro,
Apenas llego.
sí.
Y ese año, bueno, se ascendió
Claro.
con Chris
Sí.
Hutton, sí. Y nada, le hemos pasado muy lindo. Más allá de lo deportivo, lo que era la ciudad, la gente,
Sí,
el
sí.
cariño de la gente, uno siempre digo lo mismo, no sabe, viste, cómo la gente puede reaccionar, más allá de
Obvio.
la rivalidad Argentina, Inglaterra.
Por eso.
Tal vez uno no le da tanta importancia, pero bueno, hay gente que sí.
Y allá no, pero sí hay gente, o sea, hay mucho, es un tema más, o sea, importante, digamos.
Igual hoy creo que Messi Unimundo quería que gane Argentina por Messi,
Por
para
Messi,
que levante la
por
copa.
eso, no, obvio.
Y eso,
Gran momento,
eso
¿no?
solamente lo generó Maradona en su momento también.
Claro.
Y hoy
Grandes.
que lo genere otro jugador y argentino.
Sí.
Y que nos deja representado también de la forma que lo hace a todos nosotros fuera del país y donde va y donde pisa.
Claro.
Es un embajador
Sí.
notable para nosotros.
Sí, la verdad que sí. Y el tema ¿qué te iba a decir? ¿Cómo me puede decir, o sea, que yo obviamente estaba en la cancha de St. James's, pero vivir esa experiencia como jugador, capitán del equipo, imagino que es otra cosa. ¿Cómo, o sea, te marcó, te impresionó?
Sí, totalmente.
No sé cómo es, o sea,
Es difícil de explicar porque
Claro.
son sensaciones que palabras es difícil explicar,
Sí.
pero es lo que te decía recién, que un argentino le den el cariño y la responsabilidad de llevar una cinta de capitán, quienes la llevaron jugadores tan importantes, ingleses, eh, era el doble de satisfacción.
es cierto,
El doble,
es cierto.
el doble. Era un premio tan grande que, bueno, a veces uno piensa, ¿viste?
Claro,
Si uno lo merece. Y todo el cariño que tuvimos también, tanto para conmigo como Jonás también.
sí, o sea,
Fue-
estaban los dos muchos años ahí.
y sí,
Entonces, como que, dos héroes del equipo, de la historia, la verdad. Y imagino que te alegre mucho ver lo que está pasando en la ciudad en este momento,
Sí.
como lo estamos rompiendo de nuevo.
sí, sí.
Eh,
Es que en realidad es lo que se merece la gente también.
por
de Newcastle.
eso, sí,
Porque es tan seguidora, es tan fiel que no merecía tener así tantos altibajos.
claro. Muy
Eso
cierto.
lo pone contento, sí.
Sí.
A veces te da un poco de miedo porque vos decís, bueno, llegan gente tan poderosa que uno nunca sabe cómo puede llegar a tratar al club.
Sí.
Porque ha sucedido con otros equipos
Equipo del
que han
sí.
contratado gente muy cara, después
Otro
se
país,
hace,
sí,
se hace
sí.
difícil pagar y después se van de los clubes
Claro.
y dejan el club con la deuda, con
Sí.
los contratos muy altos.
Sí, es cierto.
Pero sinceramente está muy bueno cómo lo van manejando.
Claro.
Porque
Le
no es
ponen-
que han salido al mercado a comprar cualquier cosa
Sí,
y a traer por
sí.
traer.
Sí,
Sin
no.
embargo han elegido bien, han contratado bien, obviamente
Claro.
que han gastado dinero, porque también para
Entiendo.
competir hay que gastar también. Pero no es que a lo loco. Y bueno, ahora que está la Champions, sería una linda oportunidad para armar un nuevo equipo
Sí.
y para empezar a construir el sueño que todo Jordi tiene, ¿no?
Eso, por
de
eso,
competir en
amigo.
la Champions.
Claro. O sea, en una época, o sea, yo no había nacido en ese momento, pero estábamos.
Claro.
Todo
claro.
Jordi te hablará hasta por lo codo del momento en que le ganamos a Barcelona.
Sí,
en
sí,
el
sí,
campeonato.
sí.
Pero yo no estaba vivo en ese momento, así que eso era muy lindo.
No, nos contaron la historia y por eso también era el deseo tanto nuestro de querer poder clasificar a alguna copa o a
Eso,
Champions.
Claro,
Pero bueno, eran momentos que no eran de los mejores y bueno, nada. A veces hay periodos, hay
Claro,
tiempos, hay
claro.
momentos. No fue el nuestro, pero
sí,
¿qué vamos a hacer? La pasamos genial.
No,
igual.
pero, o sea, uno siempre lleva en su corazón, digamos, los jugadores de su infancia. Yo me acuerdo, o sea, ponele, si te soy sincero, siempre me pico la curiosidad. Bueno, quise conocer, descubrir la Argentina gracias a vos y Juana. O sea, de ahí en la Play, por ejemplo, siempre estaba eligiendo la selección argentina para poder jugar con ustedes y qué sé yo, como que, no sé, como eso, o
Qué
sea,
loco
este equipo muy especial en este momento, pero también tiene yo tengo esta nostalgia
Claro.
con esos jugadores, qué sé yo, el 2011-12, también Gabay, todo ese equipo de
Claro.
Mamá, Cruz. Y encima de esos jugadores como vos y Jonás que llevaron mucho tiempo en el equipo, ¿viste?
Sí.
Em,
Y eso nos pasó a todos también.
sí,
Todos
sí,
éramos chicos
claro.
y teníamos nos marcaban jugadores. A mí también pasó, mi papá jugaba al fútbol. En primera división jugó muchos años.
Sí.
Y a mí también hubo dos jugadores en San Lorenzo que me marcaron y los recordaba por siempre. Siempre.
Obvio.
Después tuve la suerte de tenerlos como entrenador, imagínate.
No, una
Sí.
locura.
Eh,
No me puedo.
pero uno los idolatra, ¿viste? Y viste, uno los idolatra y después encima acá crece y te lo encontrás y
Sí, es como ese, medio. Sí, la vida medio. ¿Qué te iba a decir? El tema del mate, o sea, para que quede grabado, para
Sí.
los seguidores de mi cuenta, qué sé yo, que
Claro.
son muy materos. Vos tomás con la yerba,
Yo tomo con baldo.
baldo,
Sí.
uruguayo, muy bien, muy buena yerba. Yo tengo un amigo español, de hecho, que es matero, fanático de baldo.
Ah, ¿sí?
Así que para vos, Fran, Coloccini también usa baldo, Y me decía algo de Jonás, que me pareció un dato muy gracioso, muy curioso. O sea, el tipo sabe cebar.
¿Jonás?
Sí.
No. Jonás, sí, sabes que te da una sopa.
Una sopa.
Te da una sopa para no cebar más, el vago. Claro. ¿Y quién terminaba cebando siempre? Acá.
Claro.
Tipo. Nada, en el vestuario cebaba siempre yo. Los viajes y.
Todo, sí, yo vi una foto de. Yo me acuerdo de una foto que vi de hace muchos años de ustedes dos tomando mate en el colectivo, ¿viste? Pero
Ajá. No, sí, tomamos
no
siempre.
sabía de eso. Está muy bueno. También, sí, yo te vi llegando a la cancha, el mate a mano. De hecho, fuiste uno de los primeros jugadores que vi tomando mate.
Ajá.
Obviamente, por ser hincha de Newcastle, como que me fue como una introducción. Me pico un poco la curiosidad, pero no tanto. Y después cuando probé fue como un viaje.
¿Te gustó?
¿no? Sí, sí, sí.
¿Y vos qué tomás? ¿Qué llevo tomás? ¿O alternás?
La que haya, pero. me
No, a
gusta.
ver, yo también.
Sí.
Pero bueno, si puedo
Tenés
elegir,
tu
sí,
preferencia.
obviamente. Aparte, como ahora estamos tomando y no es
Sí.
que tengo problemas, me gustan todas las hierbas.
La Rosamonte es.
Esta razón.
Pasa que yo soy fanático de las que son orgánicas.
Mirá.
O sea, las de misiones que vienen como, no sé, le ponen tanta onda, tanto cariño, ¿sabes?
Sí, sí.
Yo tengo amigos en varias marcas de ahí, de Misiones de la provincia.
Ajá.
De hecho, puede estar ahí muy pronto. Para recorrer, conocer un poquito. Y bueno, pasa que, nada, es como que se renota la diferencia, creo, entre una hierba orgánica
La que no es.
y una, sí, la playadito, algo comercial, digamos.
Claro.
Para mí el sabor es otro.
Yo la verdad no probé. No tuve la suerte de probar.
¿Nunca?
No, orgánica no.
Me pongo en contacto de unos amigos a ver si te hacen llegar algunos paquetes, porque vale la pena probar.
Sí,
Es
claro.
otro sabor.
Tiene completamente otro sabor.
Es otro sabor, completamente.
Ah,
O
¿sí?
sea, para mí es como la experiencia posta de tomar mate. Por
Ajá.
toda tu vida llevas tomando, no sé, la Merced, algo. Después probás una de estas y
Probás.
decís, no, ya, es una locura.
Mirá.
Pero así lo veo yo a muchos.
No, muy bien. No, son gustos, ¿viste? Está
Sí,
bien.
sí, sí.
Claro.
Y muchos siguen con la misma, o sea, como que muchos clientes nuestros, por ejemplo, como que nos quedamos sin stock de la Merced. Le digo, tomate unos mate playaditos, no, ni en pedo, espero a que
Ah, ¿sí?
vuelva a
A que
tener
vuelva.
stock de la Merced, porque siguen la misma.